Good afternoon, Coach Adam with Soccer Roots. I just came from a school, not going to name the school, and I saw something happen which I really wanted to just pick up on because it was not handled well at all. Basically, it was about a meltdown. A child had a meltdown during the class, and the teacher who was dealing with it it wasn't good. So I wanted to talk about what we really should be doing in regards to meltdowns, okay? So kids having a meltdown, be calm. First thing you've ever got to do, be calm. You'll never see me run over with any kind of anger or any of that. It's always about staying calm, taking a beat. That way instantly the child knows, okay, well, he's calm, so he's reacting to me this way, so he sees me, right? That's the first thing I'll always do. I'll go down, I'll get to their eye level, and I'll kind of start talking to them as a human, building a connection, right? Take a beat. My dog's down here, that's why I'm looking down there. Take a beat and understand what's caused the action, okay? If it's a soccer action like it was today, it was an embarrassment reaction. He was embarrassed, he was in a class, he couldn't do what the others were doing. He threw a wobbly, sat on the ground, meltdown, proper meltdown. Kicking, like, look at me, So the teacher went over and was like, whoop, and that was the wrong way to deal with it. He was now traumatized, so I kind of had to step in a little bit after and help him. So the first thing that we have to pick up on, this is what I told the teacher, if you're not acknowledging the feelings of the person that is having the meltdown, then you're never going to get through to them. What is causing the meltdown? Like I just said, I saw what was causing the meltdown. So I acknowledged the emotions and the feelings that that person was having, so I could even start to fix and let them know it's okay and then move through the behavior, right? If you don't kind of acknowledge these feelings, then kids can't differentiate in their mind the difference between something which is severe and then something which is like basic, okay? Such as, I am in a supermarket and I want this toy right now. I don't get it. I have a massive meltdown. And then if the parent just goes, no, or just drags them away, we're human. I totally get it. You guys are with them 24/7, 365. It is the hardest freaking thing you're ever going to do, right? I get it. But these are just videos to help you to keep it conscious and kind of be aware of what could go wrong if you don't fix it or if you deal with it in a different way. So we acknowledge what's happening and make sure it's clear to them what you are seeing, okay? So if they can't separate the difference between not getting a toy because you're not reacting to it and letting them explain or kind of get it out what is going on, then the next time something happens in that situation, they go, well, mum or dad doesn't actually care, or if they think it's care, or doesn't listen, or doesn't acknowledge when I do these things, right? So therefore we can't differentiate between not getting a toy and something way worse, like a stranger danger or something. They just suppress those feelings and think, it's not a safe place actually to talk to mum or dad because they deal with me this way and I actually don't want that. So that can be a problem, right? So we always want to kind of acknowledge the situation. It's the first thing to do. Nobody wants to be dismissed. You know, if you talk to anybody and you're just like, as an adult, that'll make you feel awful. So imagine being a child and you're kind of trying to get attention and then the adult's just like, no, get up, you know, So you do have to acknowledge it and you do not ever want to dismiss this behavior, okay? You have to acknowledge it, even if you know that it's minor. They don't know it's minor, right? Unless they're like 16 or something. It's a different video. We're talking about those early stages of development right now. So acknowledge the behavior, don't dismiss it. If you acknowledge and validate what is going on, and I'm not talking about being like really wet or super soft. Some people sit at home or comment on my videos and say, oh yeah, but they're gonna lie on the floor of a Walmart and you're just gonna be like, it's okay. It's not about that. It's not about being soft. It's about acknowledging they're a human being and they're going through something, right? We all go through something on a daily basis, every single one of you. These are just little dudes, right? They're just little. So we got to acknowledge and validate. That's very important. I like to call it like Will Ferrell movies, you know, where he's just like, I am feeling really upset right now. Sometimes I like to do that with a kid. If a kid doesn't get their toy, for example, I'll say, I understand that you're upset because you didn't get your toy, right? But here's the thing, you already have a bunch of toys at home, so we don't really need this toy, do we? And then they're gonna be like, well, I want to say, well, why do you think we need this toy? So you're just talking to them as a human. Now, obviously, you're not gonna get them the toy because they probably have 1,000 toys. I'll do a different video on that. But just for argument's sake, that is what you have to do, okay? Acknowledge it, don't dismiss it, and talk through it. Validate it. Validate that thing that's happening, and then they'll be cool. I promise. The kid, when I talked to him, I said, hey, so I think what I see is that you're scared because you're new at soccer and you messed up and then you didn't like it, right? I didn't want it to be too much of a leading question, but he's 4. So, and he looked at me and he went quiet. And I said, it's okay. I said, I started playing soccer when I was your age. I said, I fell over all the time. So what's important is the fact that you're trying. I'll do a different video on that too. Okay, so there hopefully is some good advice about dealing with a meltdown. See the situation, be calm, acknowledge, don't dismiss, validate, fix, move on. Hopefully that helps you guys. Coach Adam's Soccer Roots.